So today I'm going to do a teardown of a Cryptex. A Cryptex is a puzzle box very similar to a bike lock, made popular by the movie Da Vinci Code. You can find some really good instructions online on how to make this. Instructables has a couple of really good videos. But I'm going to do a teardown to give you a different perspective on how this thing is made. So it starts with a 1.5 inch PVC pipe. As you can see, we've done a cut right down the center of it. And we have a 2 inch end cap. Now the 2 inch end cap and the PVC pipe that's 1.5 inch don't quite fit together too well. So we use a coupling, and this coupling is a 1.5 inch coupling, which fits perfectly over the 1.5 inch PVC. We've actually shaved the inside a little bit to make it fit a little bit better, especially since most couplings come with a groove inside. And we've also sanded down the outside as well as the inside of this end cap so that they fit better together, given that couplings don't typically fit well with the next size up pipe. So now that we've put those two together, again we're working on the female end of the puzzle box here, we have a decorative disc. This is a 2 inch pipe that I just cut and then shaved the inside a little bit, and that's just to give balance to the device. As you'll see later, we have another disc that comes on the other end of the pipe. So for the next step, we've made 6 dials. Each one of these dials is a 2 inch pipe with a 1.5 inch coupling on the inside. Just like before, everything's been sanded down so it'll fit inside each other, which is a real pain. One thing I'll point out at this point is that when you're sanding with PVC, it's like sand. The particle dust gets everywhere, so I definitely need a mask as well as a eye protection when you're doing this. We've also cut a groove in here. This is to line up with the groove that we've cut in the pipe here. In terms of the dial itself, I just really printed out letters, laminated, and I've left this little tab here. This is meant as a gift, so the person receiving the gift, when they pull on this, will be able to reset the dial to whatever solution they want it to be at. So next we'll assemble it all together. So, once we've got the 6 dials on, we've got one more ring that we put together. Just like the others, it's a 2 inch pipe with a 1.5 inch coupling. Again, all sanded down to fit together. And this is not going to move. Unlike the dials, which are meant to be free moving, this is going to end up being glued in place. And that'll go right on the end here. And that is so that the dials themselves don't end up sliding off. So that will glue down later when everything's done. So that's the female end of the Cryptex. So now we will move on to the male end of the Cryptex. As you can see, it's a 1 1/4 inch pipe, which we've shaved down to fit inside the 1.5 inch pipe. You'll notice that the end here is not shaved down at all, and that's because we're going to put it inside a coupling, a 1 1/4 inch coupling, so that it can fit inside the other end cap that we have. The other end cap is just like the other one. It's a 2 inch end cap. You'll notice that a 1 1/4 inch coupling actually fits pretty well inside. So when we glue it together, it'll all fit nicely. In order to cut this coupling, I really just dropped it in the end cap, sliced off the excess. You'll notice that, as I said before, couplings typically have a thread on the inside. In this case, we actually like that thread because we're going to take our 1 1/4 inch pipe, gonna fit it on there. It's gonna be fairly snug. And then we are going to put that inside the 2 inch end cap. You'll also notice the 6 screws that we have in the 1 1/4 inch pipe. Those, of course, are meant to slide through that groove in the 1.5 inch pipe that we cut before. In fact, the top of each screw is going to go through that second layer, that layer that we cut on the actual dials. And so when we seal the thing closed, everything will work just perfectly. Turning the dials will lock it, and we can't get it off. And that's how you make Cryptex.